Let's open up this conversation. Major Mohammed Ali Shah joining us on the broadcast. Sumit Peer is with us. Dr. Lubna Kamal is with us. Irshad Hussain is with us. And Firoz Bakht Ahmed joining us also on the broadcast. Here's what has happened publicly in this conversation. Listen in and then we open up this conversation.
जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर अल्पसंख्या में हिंदू थे, उनके खिलाफ हमेशा अन्याय होता रहा। वहाँ से विषय ज़्यादा उठ करके आया, तो मैं इतना ज़रूर मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि इस प्रकार के जहाँ कहीं भी हिंदू हैं अल्पसंख्या में या अन्य कोई अल्पसंख्या में है, तो उनकी विशेष चिंता जरूर की जानी चाहिए।
अल्पसंख्यक किसको करना है, किसको अल्पसंख्यक करार देना है, स्टेट कैसा उसको भेजेगी, सेंटर में कौन उसको पुटअप करेंगे, इसकी एक स्टेटेड पॉलिसी है। मुझे लगता है कि उसी प्रक्रिया से हर चीज को जाना चाहिए।
बहुत दिनों से मांग चल रही है, वैसे टेक्निकल मुद्दा है, लेकिन मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि देश जब मेजोरिटी की ओर बढ़ रहा है तो सब लोगों ने अपने मन बनाना चाहिए, लेकिन जो कायदे में व्यवस्था है उसकी मांग तो लोग करते हैं और उसके बारे में ध्यान भी देना चाहिए, या तो फिर कोई बदलाव लाने की आवश्यकता है, ऐसा मुझे लगता है।
Okay, let's open up this conversation. Major Shah, now what are the notable, because we are still a country, we've just seen with the nomination of Draupadi Murmu, we did a telecast on various tribes of India just yesterday. Okay, so there are going to be communities, you can define them in terms of SC, ST, OBC, religion, who will require affirmative action, and that was the logic of minority status, that in terms of education affirmative privileges were provided. Now, what has been the benefits of the minority status logic in this country that you can see?
Rishabh, if you ask me personally, I really don't know. Because I have never seen myself as a minority. I have seen myself as an Indian and a citizen of this country. But yes, I'm aware of the fact that there are certain educational institutions which have got minority status. For example, I think Jamia, if I'm not mistaken, Jamia Millia Islamia it's got the minority status. The Aligarh Muslim University has been trying for a minority status, which they haven't got so far. And I believe there are two kinds of minorities. There is one on the religious minority, and then there is the linguistic minority, right? Like as the way you pointed out, and you took out the data very correctly, Rishabh, in the beginning of the debate, of the discussion itself, that the Hindus were merely 1% in Ladakh, 2.75% in Mizoram, which is a Christian-dominated state actually.
Okay, so but coming back to the subtext, because Jamia Millia Islamia, you give the example, 2011 they were given minority status. This has been challenged by government in 2018, okay, on why Jamia should be a minority. But let's say it is, okay. Now, it is a minority status institution. How does that help the Muslims in this country? Does it provide more education seats? Does it provide better training? What is the benefit accrued that you feel would make sense in affirmative action?
So that's what if you ask me, I still haven't understood this. How will it benefit if they get their minority character? How would that benefit? I don't understand that. But yes, I support the Supreme Court ruling, and I respect the Supreme Court ruling, and by saying that, minority has to be like Mr. Dattar, who challenged the Section 2C of the National Commission for Minorities Act of 1992, where he said that, the unbridged power to the center to notify minorities in defiance of the Supreme Court's 11-member judge. Well, he mentioned that the minority should be as per the state, which I see nothing harm. I see no harm in that.
Okay, so Major Shah, as we speak simultaneously today, a proposal raised by a person I've interviewed for hours on this news channel, who is trying to do reform of madrasas in UP to have minimum set qualification of madrasa teachers. Are we then saying that rather than doing minority status this, minority status that, there are other kinds of reforms that would actually be more beneficial to young Muslims in education than minority tags?
Of course, Rishabh, there would be definitely other, not just for Muslims, for any minorities. I'll give you an example. Like you just did a program on the tribals in India yesterday. So in Nagaland, which has got 8.74% in Hindus, they are in minority in Nagaland. Now there are a lot of tribes. There are over 50 tribes. There's Ao, Angami, Chang, Sakizang, Sema, Lothar, Konyak. There are different tribes. Now I'll give you an example. For example, in Mokokchung district, there is the dominance of the Ao tribe, where the Angamis are more prominent in Kohima. If an Angami goes to Mokokchung, he will be a minority there. But now, will the Angami who is going to Mokokchung in Nagaland and being a minority, will that apply to him?
Yeah, that's exactly the conundrum the Supreme Court, has raised. Now, I've already overshot my time. I'm just going to take another minute. Let me get Mr. Hussain back in. Mr. Hussain, then looking at other things, for example, today a decision to have minimum qualifications for teachers in madrasas, which has been done by the madrasa board level, because you can hair split it and take it to the district level as well. But at least at the state level, in fairness, where Hindus are in a minority, those governments and administrations should give them that status. This is where things stand right now. I know this is an open-ended conversation. We will have it again. I've run out of time. Thank you to my guests for putting in your thoughts on